Yo, what's poppin', Bagel Bros, and welcome back to another Patreon rant. If you want one of these for yourself, be sure to give me $10 on Patreon. This one comes from Froglock, who says, "My liege, can we have a rant about your favorite amphibious creature, and what makes them stand out to you? But somewhere in the rant, you tangent to Nyan Neko Sugar Girls, or something similarly unrelated. Even if that thread is loose as can be, it would be kinda funny." So, I admittedly have not thought about what my favorite amphibian is. However, about 20 seconds, as soon as I read this, for about 20 seconds, I thought over the question, and I came up with an answer, and that answer is the axolotl. The axolotl, we all know them. They're weird looking. They've got these frills near their ears or whatever. They're in Minecraft, famously featured. However, what made me interested in axolotls, I was actually researching them about a month ago. Something like that. So I woke up first thing in the morning, as one does in the modern era. I check my phone and start scrolling YouTube shorts. Or really, I don't even scroll them. I just kind of look at the homepage and see whatever is interesting on there, and then go back to the homepage and refresh and see if anything new is there. I don't like scrolling. I like having a choice. But anyway, I saw this short about how apparently axolotls are so close to extinction that they've been forced into this one singular waterway in Mexico, and that's the entirety of their habitat now. Even though they're very, frequently sought after as pets and, sold in pet stores or whatever. There's way more of them in captivity than there are in the wild. Their wild numbers are extremely close to extinction, though. And something I learned about axolotls that day, because I went onto their Wikipedia page afterwards, they stay juveniles their entire lives. So what I mean by that is, most animals that metamorphosize, they start off in an early stage, and then eventually they reach their adult stage. I know, very, very compelling explanation I gave there. So, with tadpoles, they start off as little water-dwelling creatures. They grow a bit, and then eventually they, grow legs and go onto land. Axolotls should do that. They should go onto land. They have it in their genetics that they, eventually stop staying underwater their entire lives and instead go onto the land to become a full-on salamander. And some of them do, in fact, metamorphosize. It depends on their genetics. Some of them just do it because they have something in their genetics that primes them to, do that naturally. Other times you can induce it by making their water quality really poor, by stressing them out. Something to, give a shock to their system and make them metamorphosize. And they will become an actual land-dwelling salamander that looks nothing like what a typical axolotl would look like. However, you aren't really supposed to do that. It's not a good idea because it severely cuts their lifespan. They aren't supposed to metamorphosize. They stay youngins their entire lives. That's just how they are. That's their healthy way to be. They're just these creatures that are forever young. They always stay in their juvenile form, and they just stay kids their entire lives. This kind of reminds me of how on Epstein's island,